I believe I am live. I believe I am live. Okay. I am recording, two places. So it's going to be fun. We are going to have a really good time. I am going to mute that. I think I'm good. Okay. There we go. All right. I think we're good. All right. Let's hop in. Let's hop in. Let's do it to it, people. All right. It is Tuesday. It is time for Tuesday training. And I love it. All right. So hopefully those comments will be coming through. If I miss them, I apologize. I promise I will go back and we'll take a look at those. So we gonna go with this today. All right, let's talk about planning this week, shall we? I am a planner. I am a planner by heart. Hold on, let me turn on my focus. One of the things that I like to do to make sure that there we go. Okay, focus is turned on. Make sure I can focus on what I'm doing at the time that I'm doing it. That's kind of important, isn't it? Okay, planning. I'm a planner. I'm a planner. If you have not figured that out by now, well, surprise. I plan things. I plan. Um, for me, let me break it down this way. For me, I am a creature of structure. Structure. I need structure in my life. I found very quickly when I changed from my corporate job, working my 9 to 5, into working Scentsy nine to 5, or working my Scentsy business full time, right? Whatever you want to call it, however you want to say it. I needed structure because I quickly found that it was like, oh, I have all the time in the world to do all the things that I want to do. And at the end of the day, what was happening is I was forgetting to do things because I would sleep in and I'd be like, oh, I just don't feel like doing that. I'll do that tomorrow. And I really was just kind of coasting through without a plan. And very quickly, I noticed in my business that if I didn't have a plan set up or a plan in place, that my business wasn't really going to do much for me. I had the lowest sales. I was not recruiting like I normally did. I wasn't really tuned into what was happening with my entire group, right? All of those things were not happening. And so in order for me to make sure that I was able to do all of the things, I had to really sit down and figure out what was going to work for me. And for me, at the end of the day, it is planning. It is having a plan. It is making sure that everything is getting done. Now, luckily, Scentsy has already given us one of the greatest things ever. You guys know, I'm going to show and I'm going to talk about the planning ahead document. This is my love language. Thank you, Scentsy, for bringing this to us, because let me tell you right now, this has given my planning lover self complete freedom in my business. Now, freedom with a plan, how does that work, right? Here's the thing. I am able to plan what I'm going to do every single week for every single month. So the way that I work my business is on a week by week basis. Every week, I make sure that I am intentional with my days. So you may have seen me, I know I've talked about it in older videos. Maybe I need to do a newer one. Maybe this is the newer one, right? Where I actually give every single day a different theme. So every day I'm really trying to, and one of the things that I know I reference a lot, so thank you again to Chloe and Justin Cox for the 3 legs of success, but I have it printed out. I have it printed out. So I know that the things that I need to be focusing on are the things that are in my eyesight every single day. So this planning ahead document, the 3 legs of success document, these guys are with me right here at my desk every single day. So I am intentional. We talk about IPAs, right? Those income producing activities. That leads us back to those legs of success, right? So I need to be making sure that part of that is focusing on sales. Where are they coming from, right? Bookings, that's going to lead me to new sales, to new customers, to new hosts, right? So it's going to do the whole circle for me. I need to know when it comes to sponsoring, right? Hello, we have a join special this month. I know I did shout outs just a short while ago here on the page, but sponsoring, you guys, we have a join special this month. How do I know? Well, first of all, I'm plugged into the resources. I'm watching the news section on my workstation, but I also have my planning ahead document. And my planning ahead document tells me right here, join, October join promotion. The $99 starter kits will include the Floor Gray Deluxe Diffuser. That is this guy right here. I'm going to unplug him because my cord is not going to reach. Maybe. Okay, there we go. There he is. There he is. The deluxe diffuser. Okay. This guy is part of the join special. And they get that. Plus they get the oil bottle in the peppermint and vanilla. Okay. That right there, I think I posted earlier, that's like a $77 value. This diffuser is $65. And the oil, I believe, is $12. So that's like $77 that they're getting along with their regular $99 starter kit. That's a pretty darn good deal, right? Okay. So that join promotion, we do say while inventory lasts, but we're going to hope that it's going to go throughout the entire month of October. So you need to be having that conversation. So I'm going to be intentional when I'm talking about sponsoring, right? I'm going to be intentional with planning about how I'm going to talk about sponsoring. So all of those things are going to get me to where I need to be. Now, I have to make sure, like I said, every single day has its own theme. So Mondays for me are really about personal development and planning. So personal development, I've been doing this, y'all, for over 10 years, going on 11 in January. Every single week, I am trying to learn at least one new thing that I can implement into my business. So did you think that, oh, once you hit director, you don't have to worry about trainings? Once you become a star director, you don't have to worry about figuring things out because you know everything, right? That is so not the case. Not the case. I can't even tell you how many things I learned just last week. Whenever I watch a training, I keep my notebook so it has all of my notes with me from every single training. And again, you would think, oh gosh, Jacqui, well, after, 5 years, after 10 years, you would probably know everything that you need to know. No, no, I don't. I take notes. I take notes. I have pages of notes. And these are just from the trainings. Then I have my post-it notes. That's a whole nother issue. I'm trying to resolve that very quickly because it's driving me insane. But notes are going to help you, right? I'm going to learn something. So are you pouring into yourself at least once a week? If not, you need to be. You need to be pouring into yourself to make sure that you have what you need to be able to further your business when it comes to sales, when it comes to booking parties, when it comes to sponsoring conversations, all the things. Okay. Another piece of that leg of success is training or duplication, right? So really working with your team. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, right here and now, that this has nothing to do with Scentsy. This has to do with just a training overall. I have a trainer mindset. That is where my passion has always lived. Even in my corporate world, I was a trainer for all things. Every single job I have had, I have been a trainer. I'm talking all the way back to when I was in my early 20s and I was working at Applebee's as a server. I was a certified trainer for Applebee's. Okay. So I've always been someone who just loves training That's just me. But you may not be that person. For you, it may be that doesn't feel right to me. It's just not in my wheelhouse. It's not something that I really focus on, or I'm just not good at it, or whatever it is that you're telling yourself, right? But as long as you have resources to pour into people, then you don't have to be the best trainer on the block. You don't. You don't have to do that. Why? Because there are thousands of YouTube videos out there by myself, by other consultants that you can use, right? Look at your workstation, look at the training center of your workstation. I don't know how many times I can say it. When I joined Scentsy, that training center, there was very little resources. It was there. It was great. It gave me some good places to start. But let me tell you, you look at it now compared to 10 years ago, that training center is chock full of information, and they are pouring into it every single week. Today is Tuesday. Every single Tuesday, Scentsy does an all consultant training call. If you have not watched one, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to start watching them. I make it a point to watch it every single week. Every single week. Why? Because yes, it may be a topic that maybe I feel comfortable with, or maybe I'm like, oh, I totally understand. Today was host coaching, for example, right? I feel like I do a pretty good job when it comes to host coaching. Am I the best? No. Do I need to learn more? Yes. Do I want to hear from different people on how they host coach? Of course I do, because I'm going to learn something different that maybe I haven't thought of. Or maybe I've been doing the same host coaching time and time and time again, and it just seems like my parties aren't working like they used to. So maybe I need a refresher. Maybe I need a new outlook. Maybe I need to word it differently. There's so many different things that I can learn, right? So every single person who's going to come on and talk about host coaching is going to share something a little bit different. I'm here for that. So plug yourself into the resources. These are resources that Scentsy gives us, okay? You can register. If you can't watch it live or listen to it live, when I was in the corporate world, I couldn't necessarily. Now, I will tell you, towards the end, I did start, I had a little bit more freedom with controlling my schedule. So I was able to actually schedule my lunch hour at 11 o'clock. I would take my lunch at 11 every single day, so I could go hide in some corner or outside, and I would take my tablet or my phone, and I would literally watch the training call. That's how I was able to get it done, okay, because it's done in 30 minutes. So I was able to get that done. But there were many years where I couldn't do that. I would literally put in my earbuds so nobody would know that I was actually listening to a Scentsy training call, right? And I would do that because I wanted to have that info. I wanted to be able to listen to the call every single week. Now, there were other weeks where I couldn't do anything, right? Maybe I couldn't get away on that lunch break, or a meeting came up, or whatever happened, right? There's replays available. There's replays available. All you have to do is log into the workstation, go to the training center, go to training events. You can rewatch them. They're up there. I believe now they keep them on there for 90 days. So you have 3 months. 3 months. That's a long time to be able to go back and catch something that maybe you missed. Like I said, you can even skip over all of the like replay part at the beginning and just watch the actual person with the training content. Okay, skip through the beginning parts if you don't have a whole lot of time. Another thing that I used to do to make sure that I got training in is when I would cook dinner, and I still do this trick some days. When I'm cooking dinner, if I'm going to be in the kitchen for a while, you can best believe Jacqui's got her iPad, and I've got a little phone holder in there, or, pad holder, whatever you want to call it, right? But I put that in there, and I will just pick a training. Sometimes it's just going on YouTube and just seeing what's the newest training from whoever it is that I follow, right? It could be Chloe Cox, it could be Jennifer Anderson, it could be um, anybody right on there. And I'm pulling it up, and I'm literally listening and kind of half watching, but I'm cooking dinner at the same time. Don't tell me you don't have time to pour into yourself and do training, because you do. Do you get into the car? Do you drive back and forth to work? Okay. You can, again, put it on your phone. I'm not telling you to watch it. Okay. I'm telling you to listen to it. Okay. So please be safe out there. I love you all. But you get the point, right? You can find ways to do that. So Mondays, that's what I make it a point to do. is to not only plan out my week, and I do that by looking at my planning ahead document, right? And I go, okay, what's coming out this week that I need to focus on? And then what's coming out next week that I need to prepare for, right? I need to prepare for things that are coming. That's part of the planning piece of Mondays. So I like to sit down and yes, I know. Like I said, it's becoming a problem. Look at, and I'm just going to show you. You probably can't, because if I hold it up, it's all going to go flying everywhere. You see all of these Post-it notes? These have to go away. These have to go away. I have to go through these things. I have to. These are little notes that I've either written to myself that, oh, I need to remember to do this. I need to remember to do that. All right. So they're sitting right here. So I'm going to actually get rid of them. And once I check it off, once I do that, so once I do this, it's going in the trash. I don't want to have a stack of Post-it notes anymore. So I'm working on trying to get better at getting through those. Mondays have a lot to do with that. That is really a day for me to do that. Tuesdays, it's all about the training. It's for me. Again, I watch the All Consultant Training Call, right? It's 11 Central, right? But I watch that every single Tuesday. And then I get on, and it's all about my team and training. So I do my team shout outs. Team shout outs are every single Tuesday on the team page, right? So all of that happens. I send out emails to my team members. And I do all of that, right? At the end of Tuesday, we have a weekly director call that I get on. And I do training as a director, right? Director and above. So I'm on there for that. That is what my day consists of. So my day may look like I'm going to send out happy mail to some team members, or I'm going to be sending emails, or I'm going to send those texts, or I'm going to set those things up, right? I'm focused on that because why? Because it's one of the legs of success, right? One of the legs of success is the coaching part of that. And being a good coach, being a good leader isn't about knowing all the things, isn't about having all the answers. It's about leading from the front and leading by example. How are you showing your team members how to be a good leader? Are you doing that by saying, oh, go watch all the things that Scentsy does, but you're never watching them? Your team is going to follow your lead. If you're showing up on social media, if you've got a team group, if you are on YouTube, if you're on social media, your team needs to see you showing up. If you are showing up as a leader, then that is what they are going to realize and understand, that that's what a leader does. A leader shows up. A leader works their business every single week, I don't want to say every single day, because I don't want you guys to think that you have to dedicate your life to Scentsy. You do not. Okay? You do not. My amazing friend, Robin Hatfield, knows that every single day when her lovely toddler takes a nap between 1 and 3, she knows that that is her prime working time, right? And she amazes me every single week of how much shit she can literally cram into that window, okay? Shit's amazing. I did a podcast probably about 4 years ago, and the title of my podcast was How to Work Your Business in 3 hours in a week. Only using 3 hours of your time once a week. And so what that looked like was literally chunking it out. 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, equaling 3 hours of time. If that's all you have to give, then that's what you do, but you do it with intention. Wednesdays really look like a working Wednesday. So you will notice that in this group, yes, we're going to have a standing working Wednesday every single Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Every single Wednesday, that's what's going to happen. We're going to work together, okay? We're going to work together because together we can do more, right? Together we can share ideas. Together we can help each other answer questions or where we're stuck in a particular spot, right? Maybe you're the type of person where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've been having those join conversations. Jacqui, I've been promoting that join special this month, but nothing is happening. Nobody seems interested, right? When you feel like you've hit that wall, that's when you need to be able to be plugging yourself in to those opportunities. So working Wednesdays, right? So we have those in this group. We have those here. We have the Scented Bliss group also does a work at Wednesday. So if you can get on there, maybe you don't have time to do any of those. Find an accountability partner and plan time. Make it a standing appointment with that person, right? That, hey, every Thursday at 7, because we both have that time free. I don't know, whatever it looks like, right? Let's plan to get together, even if it's 30 minutes, right? You can do you can get on Zoom with a free account, right? You have a 40-minute time limit with a free account, but you can get on there, or you can get on Facebook and open a chat and do a video chat. Have your accountability person with you and say, we're going to work this week. So maybe it's not Wednesday, maybe it's another day. That's fine, but plan it out. Thursdays on my schedule really are all about social media. I really try and batch content on Thursdays. So I am batching emails now. I use Flowdesk. Thank you, Robin, for that, using Flowdesk and working to get those emails out on a consistent basis. Thursdays for me also look like planning out any type of team promotions, anything that I'm doing, printing out any of my flyers or my follow-up mail, all of that stuff, right? Like I just had to print out more of my Scentsy Club flyers, right? So I'm getting all of that stuff done. Samples will usually get done on Thursdays for me. It's really just that day that I can really batch a lot of what I'm doing. And I find that batching my work is actually getting me to be more productive, because anybody else, have you ever like started a project and not finished it? I don't even know how many thousands of projects I have that look like that, okay? Thousands of projects. I started with the best of intentions, but it just did not work that way. Didn't work that way for whatever reason. So on Thursdays, I take time to batch. So like I said, a lot of times, a lot of weeks, that means, okay, I'm going to be doing mail outs. I need to batch print so everything's ready to go, right? I do the same thing with samples. When it's time to do samples, look, it is almost time for Jacqui to do samples. So guess what she's going to be doing on Thursday? I'm going to be making samples. I'm almost out of my body lotion samples. I've got 3 of those left. I've got the Freshen Up Pump of my not pump, pup, Freshen Up pup, okay, for the pups. Oh, mine's not there. I don't know. He left me. I make little bags with cotton balls with a wax tip, okay? Wax tip. When you are ready to change your wax, place a cotton ball or 2 in a dish. Within seconds, the cotton will absorb the wax. Simply remove the cotton balls and wipe clean. Add your new wax. That is all that says with my picture on it. That is it. And what does it have in it? A couple of, like 4 or 5 cotton balls. That's it, in a little baggie. I have those prepared. Now, I also have my cotton cleanups, which you didn't see those, right? Jacqui needs to do those. I need a new batch of those. I like to send those out in Happy Mail. So that's part of the batching process. I look and see what needs to be done. Because here's the other thing that I was doing for years, and that was just making batches of samples, and I was not sending them out. I wasn't sending them all out. So I just had literally like bags of samples, whether they were molds, because I was like, oh, I got a new mold and I want to do molds now. And so I took all this time and I spent like 2.5 hours making molds and putting them into bags. And then what happened? They never went out the door. That's not an income producing activity at that point if it doesn't leave my house. I don't need to enjoy the Scentsy. I have it here. The whole point of making samples is to make them to send them out. So one thing that Texas reminded me, my friend Texas reminded me a little bit ago that she was doing her samples, and so she does them. We kind of have the same mindset when we do it, right? So, for example, and I know this is probably not a good example, but like I'm going to make samples. So I want to print some labels, right? So on Thursday, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to make some samples. Let's get out some samples of Jack's Obsession, right? Because we're going into the holiday season and our Santa Jack is coming with us. So we have Jack's Obsession. I want my customers to really understand how amazing that scent is, because trust me, it's flipping amazing. It's in my Scentsy Club and it has been for quite some time, but I get it year round. That's how much I love it, right? But I need to know that the samples I'm making are actually going to leave, because if they don't leave, they're not income producing. I need them to leave. All right. So one way to do that, instead of sitting here and making up 55, 60, whatever plus samples, and then just sitting here on my desk for months, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it the label way. So if these labels are the labels I'm going to use for the samples, right? There's 12 on a sheet. So I'm only going to make up 12. 12. 12 at a time. And then you know what? Next Thursday, if I've gone through all 12, then guess what I'm going to do next Thursday? I'm going to make more. That's how it worked with my hand cream samples. I printed out, well, I don't know if that was, are those the 2x2s? I don't know what size that one is. But if there were 12 or if there were 14 or if there were 18, I don't know. That's how many labels I printed. So that's how many samples I made. You see, I have 3 left, right? So now it's going to be time. Again, I'm not making up samples to save me until the world ends. I'm just making up samples to get me through the week for any happy mail, any thank you mail, any Scentsy Club swag bags that are going out. That's what I'm batching. That's what I'm doing. Fridays are my finish up Friday. Literally for me, I really like to be able to have the last half of a Friday off. Now, that's not to say that sometimes things didn't get done and maybe I need to go back and do them. Or maybe I'm not doing a whole lot of stuff and I'm like, hey, let me crank out some videos or do some reels, right? I can do things like that, right? It's more of a fun day. Okay. But it's really all about finalizing the week. So maybe it is that I didn't get to sending out some emails or I didn't get to finish those mail outs, right? So I'm going to finish all that stuff up on Fridays. Finish it all up. I'm just going to get it done. And if I don't have, maybe I was amazing that week and I got everything I wanted to get done that week done. And then you know what I do on a Friday? I do something fun for me. I treat myself. I will literally go up to, well, I used to go up to Starbucks, but now we have a Dutch Brothers. So now I go up to Dutch Brothers and I get myself a drink. That is my follow up for Friday for me. That's for me to say, Jacqui, good job. You did it. You finished your plan this week. Celebrate the small wins, my friends. Because let me tell you, it's really great to see the incentives, right? To, oh, I hit level 1, yay, congratulations. I hit level 2, yay, congratulations. Those are the big wins, right? The small wins happen when you're not even realizing it. The small wins are, oh, I made it through this batch of Post-it notes. That's a small win, okay? Take the small wins when you can, because the more small wins that you celebrate yourself and you really recognize the hard work you're putting in, the more you're going to feel. It's going to fill up your self-care. Let me tell you right here, right now, our mental health matters. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, was Mental Health Awareness Day. Let me say this with love. You can experience burnout with this business. You can experience bad, negative energy or people with this business. You can poison your own story with this business, right? That's in the form of negative self-talk. And I've had to practice that myself, right? I was always the one for years saying, I'm not good at sales. I'm never going to earn the annual sales award. I have had to train myself to talk better to myself. If we're not feeling good on the inside, then we're not going to be able to have others feel good. And that those others can look like team members. They can look like new people that you're talking to about sponsoring. It can include your team. It can include your customers. Everything that you're touching with your business is going to have that negativity spin on it if all you're doing is giving yourself negative self-talk. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're experiencing burnout, because you feel like you've been doing everything and nothing's working and you're just spinning your wheels and you're not getting anywhere, that's really burnout, right? That's where you're just like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't anymore. Nothing's working. You learn to rest, not to quit. So you learn to literally, if that means taking 1 week of a mental health break, then you do that. Because let me tell you, yeah, you might miss out on some stuff during that week, but that week is going to be you pouring into yourself, because when you are better, when you're your best self, you're going to be able to give more. And one of our main values with Scentsy is generosity. It is about giving more to others, to our customers, to our team, to ourselves. So take care of yourself. Celebrate the small wins. Give yourself the kudos you deserve. Oh my gosh, I got active. Celebrate yourself, toot your own horn. There is no shame in tooting your own horn. Even though you might think, oh, well, that's not a big deal for other people. I don't care. It's a big deal for you. It's a big deal for you. You got active this month, and in the last 3 months you haven't gotten active, but this month you did. Celebrate it. Celebrate it. Shout yourself out. That's what we need to be doing. We need to be loving ourselves more. Now, Saturdays, Sundays, really, I like to spend time with the family, but let's be honest, there are some weekends where we have literally nothing going on. So yeah, I usually will use those days to do like my passive working, right? So maybe that looks like doing some stuff on Pinterest, right? Getting some ideas on Pinterest or posting my things on Pinterest. Let me tell you, Pinterest, if you're not using it, it is an untapped market, my friends. You need to start using it. You just do. You don't know how to use it? Okay. Jacqui's got some videos. Go check out my channel. Or you can go and just look and find other videos on Pinterest, not even from Scentsy people even, but people who will tell you how to use Pinterest. There are millions of people scrolling Pinterest every single day. You're missing out on those people. You want eyeballs on your business? That's one of the ways to do it. Just is. So figure out your plan. What does your plan look like? What does it currently look like? Take a piece of paper and literally write it down. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever, right? Write the days down of the week. Give each one a theme, or say, okay, I only can work. Maybe this is your schedule, right? I only have time to work on Mondays, and I've got like an hour on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays, it's a half day at my other job. So I have like 4 hours I can probably dedicate to it. Make yourself a roadmap of what you have available, and then fill in that time with the action items that are going to get you there, right? Follow-up needs to be on there. Sales needs to be on there. And sponsoring needs to be on there. Those are the things that you need to be filling up your time with, because those are the things that are going to get you to where you want to be with this business. Maybe it's a paycheck, right? Did you know that you can earn the monthly sales award? Lisa Sanderson has already earned it, and it is only the 11th. The monthly sales award is hitting 2,000 in PRV, and that gives you an extra 5% on commission. Now, that 5% may not seem like a whole lot, but let me tell you right now, the difference between 1,999 PRV compared to 2,000 PRV, the difference of $1 is equal to $100 on your paycheck. That's without having anybody even on your team. You haven't even sponsored anybody. But if you sell 2,000 in PRV, you are going to earn a $600 paycheck. Hi. Do you like money? I do. I like to pay bills. I like to eat. I like to have a roof over my head. I like to have a card drive. I like to be able to put gas in it too, right? I like those things. So I'm pretty sure that most of you would probably be pretty darn happy if you were able to have a $600 paycheck every single month or more. I mean, come on now. It's there. Hashtag income disclosure. But it is there for you every single month. So we need to figure out how you're going to get there. And the only way you're going to do that is to make yourself a plan, make it a roadmap, and then decide. Fill in your blanks. When can you work? Write it down. What am I going to do during these times? And it may look different week to week to week to week, and that's okay. It probably should. Mine usually do, right? I may be doing kind of the same things every week, but I'm doing different things throughout the week because the month progresses, right? So it looks a little bit different. But if you stick to that plan and you really hold yourself accountable, because let me tell you right now, if you feel like you got to hold yourself accountable to your sponsor, your upline or director or whoever, your best friend, your spouse, whatever, at the end of the day, you are the only person who it matters to if you are holding yourself accountable. It's only you. There's no competition in this business. It is you versus you. So what are you going to do with that? Are you going to actually work for it? Are you going to actually tell yourself, I can do this? Because you have all the resources. And even if you feel like you're not the best or you're not the greatest, that's what we do. We learn how to get better. I always say every single month, I just have to beat me from last month. I have to beat the Jacqui that was in September. That's all I have to do this month. I'm not worried about anybody else. I mean, obviously, I worry about my team and my group, okay, but you know what I mean, right? I am only concerned with beating myself. There is no other competition but you. Everyone has the ability to do whatever they want to do with this business. Everybody. I don't care if you've got a good sponsor, great sponsor, a sponsor you've never heard from. You can do the hard things. You have to invest in yourself and you have to realize that this business has the potential to change your life if you let it, if you decide that's what you want. So make the decision. Make the choice. You want help planning it? Jump on a working Wednesday. I'll help you plan it. Figure out what's going to work for you in your schedule and work around that. All right, guys, I know that was a whole lot that I jammed in today, but hopefully that has given you some ideas and maybe it's inspired you to really sit down and look at what your business looks like. I really hope that it has, because it's these times that really help me myself to do the same thing. I have to sit down and realize, where am I at? Where am I going? What do I need to get done? It all comes down to the who, where, what, when, right? That's it. At the end of the day, answer those questions. Fill them into your business, and you are going to get to where you want to be. You will. I promise. All right, that's what I got for you guys today. Bye.